What's up? What's up? What's up, my mind your money business folks? It's me yet again with another video on today's stock market news. Hopefully you guys are having a blessed Monday. And as always, hopefully you are in the market and not trying to time the market. Had you been in the market, you would have made some money today, because it says here the Dow jumps 1,100 points, that's major. Those are a lot of points. S&P 500 and NASDAQ surge after U.S.-China tariff rollback triggers buying spree. So hey, we got some ease, some good news from the U.S.-China tariff talks, and that sent the market up. So let's get into the news. So it says here, U.S. stocks surged to close nearly the highs of the session on Monday in the wake of a U.S.-China deal to temporarily slash reciprocal tariffs, offering relief to markets worried about economic damage from trade war. Which is a good thing, because as the way things, are, the U.S. and China kind of sort of need each other. So it's good that they made a temporary decision to put a little ease on the market, and for those of us that are investing to make some money today. So it also says here the S&P 500 soared 3.3%, while the Dow Jones Industrial Average gained 2.7%, or more than 1,100 points. The tech-heavy NASDAQ Composite led gains, rocketing up nearly 4.3%, people. That's huge. I mean, stocks did very, 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 very well, very good today. So Wall Street notched a banner day after the U.S. and China put tariffs on pause for 90 days, as the scope of the tariff reduction surprised investors. The U.S. is dropping its duties on most Chinese imports from 145% to 30%. Wow. While China is lowering its 125% tariff on U.S. goods to 10%. That's good, right? That's very good. So investors jump into shares of big tech mega caps bruised by trade war worries. AI chip leader Nvidia popped more than 5%. Wow. With Amazon, Apple, and Tesla also surge. So President Trump on Monday signed an executive order aimed at lowering prices on drugs sold in the U.S. after promising on social media to bring in cuts of at least 59%. So the plan could end up raising prices overseas, boosting revenue for pharma companies, a White House official said. So meanwhile, the dollar and U.S. Treasury yields climbed as oil powered higher to lead a rally in commodities. So traders would get their first sense of initial inflationary effects of Trump's tariffs with the release of key inflation data this week. So we got to look for that. So April's Consumer Price Index report is due on Tuesday, followed by retail sales and the Producer Price Index, PPI, on Thursday. So again, you need to be aware of these reports that come out each month. The Consumer Price Index and the Producer Price Index, they all affect the market, just like the U.S.-China talks with the tariffs issue. And that's pretty much it for the news. Wow. I saw on last night where the futures were in the green, and the reports were already out about the U.S.-China tariff talk and the slash in prices, the tariffs, which sent the market, up. So let's get into some stocks, shall we? Nvidia, the AI chip leader. I own this stock. It made $6.35 today, which is great. Closing out at $123 even. Wow. And so you have to also look at this. Nvidia had gotten down as low as $86 and is now back up to $123. Wow. And the highest it's gotten is $153. and I believe it will get back there. So again, buy the dip, people. Tesla gained a whopping $20.12 today, closing out at $318.38. That's huge. Huge. A lot of gains today. Again, Tesla's 52-week low is $167.41. The highest it's gotten is $488.54. It's now back up to $318.38. Buy the dip, people. Broadcom gained $13.38 today. That's huge. Closing out at $221.58. Yeah, because the market just closed about 10 minutes ago, right? Broadcom's 52-week low was $128.50. Its highest is $251.88, and it's now at $221.58. Buy the dip. So my S&P 500 ETF gained. This was a big gain because normally, this ETF gains 50 cents, loses 25 cents, but today it gained $2.18, which is a lot for this type of stock, right? So it closed out at $68.56. Now this S&P 500's 52-week range is it gotten as low as $56.67 and as high as $72.14. It's almost back up to its highest, which was back in January, right? It's almost there. You should have been buying the dip. Dollar cost average into the market, weekly, monthly, however you choose to do it, whatever your budget allows you to do it. Dollar cost average into the market, even during the highs and the lows. Eventually, you will make money in the long haul. At least that's what history has shown us. Over the last 100 years, the S&P 500 has brought back an average of 10%. So my information technology ETF, FTEC, gained $8.10. That means tech companies did well, very, very, very well today. And this is the most I've ever seen this ETF gain in a day. It gained $8.10 today, closing out at $177.98. The 52-week low of this ETF was $134.11. The highest it's gotten is $193.06, and it's now going for $177.96. Again, buy the dip, people. Will it get back up to $196 or $193? In my opinion, yes, it will. It will even, in my opinion, exceed that at some point. Right? Palantir. Palantir gained a modest $1.16. Well, they gained $1.16. It's good. Closing out at $118.46. Yeah, the 52-week, Palantir has really popped in the last year. The lowest it's been was $20.60. I think I got into Palantir when it was either $40 or $80 at some point. Yeah, either way, the highest it's gotten is $125.41. And I will believe it will get back to that price and exceed it as well. Buy the dip, people. Yeah, and that's pretty much it for the market. Had you been in it, you would have made some money. I know I did very well today. I made a lot of money in one day. But, over the course of the last few months, I've also had lost some money, but I continued to dollar cost average into the market each month. Even came up with another game plan on another investment idea that I made a decision on. So I'm working on that. So yeah, I have a property coming up for rent soon in Northern Virginia, which is good. You always have to keep the mind working. You always have to look at creating things just keeping yourself busy in a good and positive way, right? I try not to stress out. I meditate. I fast. I pray. So yeah, either way, start living below your means, people. It's like this morning, because I woke up early, around like 3 something, 4. I finally got up around 4, did a little meditation, and I started listening to Dave Ramsey, who helped provide me with the structure that I needed for my investments and my money, and who gave me a game plan to get out of debt. Because in my mind, the debt that I did have was controllable. It became normal, and again, he just gave me a plan to get rid of it. I got rid of all of my debt. Again, just listening to him reaffirmed why I did it, and I'm so happy that I did. I was listening to one of his callers, or not a caller, but someone who visited his show. She was 21 years old, and she had just paid off her house. It sounds good, but it's hard to do. Creating a plan, deciding to get out of debt, it's easy to say, but it's hard to do. Very hard to do. But you just have to make the decision to do so. Get out of debt, people. Get out of car loan debt. Get out of credit card debt. Get out of student loan debt. Get out of personal loan debt. You need to get out of debt. That debt is holding you back. And parents need to get smart on, debt for their kids, especially when they go to college. Maybe they don't have to go to that major university, go to community college, work, apply for scholarships, and then maybe your last 2 years transfer to a major university for free because you have all the scholarship monies. The kids worked, they've saved up a lot of money. Or the parents have bought a kid's 529 plan for college many years ago, so that they can avoid debt. And you can do that when you create a plan to get out of debt. When you get out of debt, you create, the fund for your kids. You start investing up to 15%, and then you start attacking your mortgage if you have one. And then when you're out of debt, you can do whatever you want to do with your money. Now, I've been out of debt now for, this year makes 4 years. And the things that I learned getting out of debt still sticks with me. I don't just circulate my money. I don't just give out my money or spend my money. I still stick to a budget. I have a budget. I pay myself each pay period. I take money out of my bank and I keep it in my wallet. And that's the money that I spend throughout the week. If I choose to spend any money, I don't just charge things to my credit card. It took me like 3 years to buy a paddleboard. I bought 3, then I took them back, but I finally have one and I've kept it, but I'm still thinking about selling it because it was like almost $500, and I couldn't fathom spending $500, but I was telling myself to just do it, and I did it. But you come to learn when you create a budget, there's just so much that we have that we really don't need, right? So I became more conscious of my spending habits. I stick to my budget. I don't buy things just because I can buy it. I'm not trying to impress anyone, because half of the people don't care, and then the other half is jealous that you have it and they don't. I hear of people going into debt to take pictures on private jets like they're going on a trip and they don't even go anywhere. Why go on vacation and come back and you're in debt from a vacation? Vacation should be planned, meaning you plan the trip and you also plan and you save the money for the trip. No one should be going on vacations and come back in thousands of dollars in debt. That's counterproductive, in my opinion, and the way that I choose to live. But either way, get out of debt, people. Lower your debt to income ratio, and also start living below your means. We have an excessive amount of stuff that we can't take with us. I heard some comedian talk to a host about how he was told many years ago by someone, you never see a hearse, you never see a U-Haul following a hearse. So all this stuff that we are accumulating, you can't take it with you. So you need to start focusing on what's really important and not concentrate so much on stuff, because we tend to chase wealth and money, success, only to get there, and it's not fulfilling. It doesn't give you that fulfillment that you were seeking, because now once you get it, it's on to the next thing and on to the next. So it's not about the stuff, you know. I believe that you should try to improve yourselves, but stop chasing stuff and start looking at the reflection, you know, in the mirror and work on that, you know. And as you become a better person, you tend to understand things a lot better, in my opinion. And afterwards, after learning more about yourself, you start making different moves. You start acting differently. You start speaking differently. You stop doing a lot of things. It's all about growth. But I'm going to end this because I'm just talking. All right, so you guys like, comment, subscribe, share this video. Let me know what you think. Think, people, think. That's the problem. This is the one thing that we've been given for free, our minds. And a lot of us do not have control over it. That's why I call this channel Mind Your Money Business. Mind your business. Focus on you. As you improve, everything else around you improves. And those that don't deserve to be around you start to fall away, or you start to distance yourself from them because you're minding your business. You're taking care of yourself. All right, so you guys take care. Disclaimer, I'm not a financial advisor, nor am I pretending to be one. Any and all information on my channel and in my videos are for entertainment purposes only, so please consult with a financial advisor before you invest any of your hard-earned money. All right, so you guys take care. Peace and have a blessed day.